Howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here, and
Frog catcher Brad.
Frog. We'll talk about that in a moment, people. First and foremost, before we do the date and all that kind of other stuff, do you want to pull the weather up while I'm yakking? Please. We are safe for right now. We have done all the prep we can do. I don't want to hear anybody comment about how we should have left. We all make our own choices. During this time, there's been times that we've stayed in our RV park right on the bay, which was terrifying, and we've evacuated before, but this was our choice this time to stay. They did not even open any shelters here in McCulloch County because of the severity of the hurricane coming in. So, let's get that out of the way. I love and appreciate everybody that has reached out to us. It's always amazing the people that reach out, and then people that you would think and that you kind of counted on that would reach out that you didn't hear a word from or very little from, but that's life. So we are safe. We've done all our prep. If anything were to happen, it's in God's hands right now, and it's I'm not scared. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We're all together, so yeah, you know. So it is October 10th, 2018, Wednesday at 12:14 p.m. And what is the weather like, Mr. Heidi?
The weather in Crawfordville, Florida, currently 80 degrees, with a real feel of 88, wind and rain.
Yes.
So, real quick, hurricane warning, storm surge warning remains in effect. Did we lose the camera?
No, we didn't lose the camera.
Okay.
The power keep doing kind of the rolling brownouts thing, flickering.
But the peak wind forecast, 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 50. And then potential for wind greater than 110 miles an hour.
Yep.
And like I said, it's currently 80, real feel 88, 94% humidity. The wind forecast as of now, they're saying we've got.
Did you mute that, honey?
I did.
I know, but it came back on, so now.
Okay. Currently the wind is about 29 miles an hour from the southeast, and here about between 3 and 5 it looks, between 3 and 7 they're predicting between 58 and 61 miles per hour
with gusts of
I don't see where it says gusts. Nope.
So time
back to you, Teresa.
We are prepared with candles. This is just a simple tea light in a glass dish. Very effective. Tea lights normally will burn 4 to 6 hours. They are a safer option. We have lots of candles sitting around. We made a bag with our medicines and a few supplies. We have water. We've got a game plan of where we would go when it gets real bad, as far as here in the trailer. The trailer does have what's called hurricane anchors. Yeah, which I think are mandatory anyway.
Yeah.
We're 41 miles above, 41 feet
above sea level.
Above sea level. So, we've done what we can do. So, not scared. I have a tendency to kind of. Yesterday, I wanted to panic, but thankfully, with the help of my good friends, Vicky and Linda, I made it through. And I really appreciate both you guys kind of keeping me occupied until Brad got home. And then when Brad got home, I was pretty much okay. Because, he's my rock, and it just was very calming. And we've done what we need to do. We went ahead and, okay, you guys know, one of our first worries is always that the animals are going to be taken care of. So yesterday I cooked up a great big crock pot. We buy the hindquarters and I cook them in a crock pot for the dog. Then I debone them all, and then and in that broth, and then I once I'm done with that, I'll put it into sandwich bags. It's all shredded and stuff, which is beautiful for like the aging dachshund and stuff. And if you see the flickering, the lights are doing that. So, yeah, we're probably gonna lose power here pretty soon. So made sure we had all that done. Brad helped me. He was the bag closer upper. And out of that, how many bags did we get? 14, 15?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So make sure that they had plenty of. Better get ready when it comes back on. You're going to have to mute it again, babe.
Yep.
Keep losing the cable. But we're going to make sure that they had plenty of food on the ready in case we lose power, because they only had like one dinner left. Because we make that with the rice and then supplement. So anyway, yeah, we did we did that, and then what else did we do, sweetie? He went ahead and cooked some teriyaki chicken in the crock pot. It's probably done. Have you unplugged it?
No, but
okay.
I will.
He went ahead and cooked some chicken up for us because, it's not will we lose power like everybody says around here. It's a matter of when. And so getting ready for that. And lot of water sitting around. We probably have water in almost every receptacle we have. And what else, huh? Brad's been catching a lot of frogs. We don't know how they're getting in the house. But like you guys knew a couple nights ago, I was sitting there in bed. And I always sit cross-legged in my bed, just looking on Facebook, and it's kind of my normal bedtime routine. And this frog jumped on my leg. Well, last night we're in bed, and I look over on the wall, and I'm getting really good at just spotting these frogs. And it was a small one. But these tree frogs, they just want to come in and be with us. Because last night we had one in the front room, too. And Brad, he talks about how he feels like he moves so much slower. He's good at catching those frogs and the lizards. He's pretty darn fast with your hands and stuff, babe. Still, you're pretty darn fast. Let me finish up with that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how Mr. Heidi's been feeling. So, what else can we say about getting ready for the hurricane? Brad secured everything outside that could be. He pulled the Jeep up real close to the trailer. There's a mandatory no unnecessary travel. We're not to leave our homes right now, not even to go on the streets. They are patrolling really heavy for looters, and there's certain areas that you have to have proof that you live in that area before they'll even let you through. Roads closed down along the bay and stuff, like Matcha Sands and stuff, because there's water up over the top. I think I already told you guys that last night. We're doing this video early because, when we lose power. And we will keep you guys updated as we can. So far, what we've had is some high winds and some real hard rains. And that's about it. Anything else, huh?
No, it was a chore this morning trying to get the dog. Well,
Charlie hasn't been out yet.
No, he hasn't.
We're not sure what we're going to do about that. Because,
well, eventually, he has never messed in the house, and,
no.
And he'll let us know eventually that.
Yeah, he'll get to a point where he just can't wait.
Yep, there's going to be bursting.
Yeah. So, that's all we can do about that. I didn't go in, of course, and paint last night because, it started to rain last night. What, about 2:30 or so? And Brad was gonna head to bed, and then I don't know. He wanted just to. He's very protective, which I love, and so he decided he was staying up and he was gonna be out here, and so we headed to bed. What, about 4:30?
Something like that.
Yeah, and so that's what we've done. So Brad, I told you guys, he's been having trouble with his blood sugar, not feeling very good and stuff. And I don't think he realized just like how confused he was. And I know that's typical. If your blood sugar is way out of whack, you'll be confused, very forgetful. He wasn't able to sleep at night. You guys knew about that. Just not feeling good. And so he went off the metformin because he just couldn't tolerate it anymore. And I know that's a lot of the case. More and more people are not being able to tolerate it. And doctor put him on Victoza along with our Trajeo. Those are both injectables. And also put him on something for nerve pain at night.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it starts. Along with the gabapentin. And his blood sugars have been coming down really nicely. He had one day where it was below 200, and that was fabulous. He's starting to sleep a lot better at night. He was so bad. He has restless leg syndrome anyway, and, the severe neuropathy. And he was just like running a racetrack at night. I mean, those legs and feet were just going. And, I would watch him at night, and he is sleeping a lot sounder. He is not near as confused. He's not near as forgetful. Because I was getting a little concerned because all of a sudden, wasn't all of a sudden, but especially probably about the last year, he's been really forgetful. And and he tries really hard, and that's when I was talking to him about, do you think it's your blood sugar? Do do you think maybe we need? I was worried maybe we need to have him tested for dementia. I mean, you hear all the warning signs and stuff, and it's that blood sugar, and he just wasn't feeling good. No energy. There's that thing, I don't remember what they call it, but it's basically where you can't sleep at night, but then you're in such you're so fatigued in the daytime normally, and then when you can't sleep, it's even worse. So, what do you have to say about how you're feeling?
I'm feeling much better.
Doesn't seem to be in as much pain.
No. And especially the pain at night.
Because he would have me there for a while, rub, and this was just at night, put muscle rub on him 2 or 3 times. It wasn't uncommon for him to get up out of bed and ask me to put more muscle rub on his back. And then we were doing the TENS unit and stuff, and that's getting better. He's still in pain, but still it's not, it's not that over the top. Bless his heart, because I know depression goes along with when you're in severe pain and you can't sleep, and he did pretty darn well with not just getting severely depressed. He had to, I figure you probably had to work real hard on that, but yeah, he's feeling better. Missy's feeling better. She's actually a little spunkier. You guys saw her last night because she wanted me to pick her up, hon.
Oh.
And so I picked her up, and she was cuddling hard with me.
Okay.
But yeah, she's doing better. She's last night too. It was probably about 2:30, and I look over, and I think Brad had just brought her in from outside, and she's sitting on her dog bed, but she's shaking. She was shaking, and I guess I looked at her because it started raining real hard, and the 2 big dogs went, and they get right behind this chair, because his chair kind of sits, in a corner, so they have room to, like Charlie back there right now, kind of a safe area. And, yeah, she was shaking. I think she was a little cold. So Brad gets a blanket for her and
Gotta do it.
tucks her all in. She went right to sleep. So
Gotta do it. Gotta take care of the babies.
So you guys probably wonder why I'm not real scared. And like I said, once we have stuff in place, it won't do me any good to sit here and wonder about what's going to happen. What's going to happen is what's going to happen. We've done as much as we can, but the rest of it's out of our control. So, if something were to happen, then it was just my time or his time or our time. We've had, like I said, particularly had like family and stuff reach out, and that's been nice, and friends that our family have reached out to, and you know I particularly really have to thank my sister-in-law Susan, and and then Vicky, because they've really been really there, really there. Vicky wants us to know we can still come down there if we decide to. We couldn't right now because it's mandatory no travel. They see you on the roads right now, you're going to be in big trouble.
They're going to shoot you on the spot.
No, but they're going to stop us, and,
Yeah.
But yeah, it really means a lot and stuff, So, anyway, I'm going to get off here. But Brad's suggestion was that I come on now and make a video while we could. And because I know that some of you guys are worried. And it's okay, but pray for everybody in the path of this storm. And everybody that's in the path of the numerous tornadoes warnings and sightings that are going on too. It'll all be okay. Like I said, you do what you can to prepare, and then you just,
hope for the best.
Yep. I asked Brad last night, I'm like, why were the people in there buying the alcohol? To me, my mind just doesn't think that way. They're having the hurricane parties, I guess. It's like, okay.
Well, and I told you those guys that were going to take their boat out. They were waiting till high tide or low tide this morning, and they were gonna take their boat out and go gigging for flounder.
Wow.
I know.
See, I didn't have to wear a hat today because I washed my hair last night. And I just brush it and it just dries like this. But anyway, Brad's going to fondle my hair later because it's really soft, right?
Yep.
It's really soft.
Gotta do it.
It's so soft. Anyway, I do have really soft hair, though. My dad's hair is like thick and wiry. Real wiry.
Is it like this?
Not quite as much like your beard, but yeah.
Yeah, I got a Brillo pad going on here.
Yeah, you need to do something about that.
I will.
So, not sure if Brad's going to work tomorrow or not. Depends on what happens.
Yeah.
If
there's electricity.
Yeah, if there's no electricity, there's no point going. And, if the roads are blocked or something, there's no point, But we'll figure all that out. Yep. So, anyway, I'm going to get off here. Remember, love you guys. And if you're in the path of the storm, I'm praying for you, and Brad's praying for you. I think you guys are awesome. And we will talk to you later on. I will talk to you later on as I can. And, the bugs are wanting to come in with us.
Yeah.
So, anyway, say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.